Happy Tuesday, friends. Friends, today is Tuesday. And as always, we get to choose. Friends, one of the things we all get to choose is we get to choose to be faithful with the small doors of opportunity that are open up in our lives right now. Jesus speaking in Matthew 22, verse 14 says, "Many are called, but few are chosen." Now, I believe what Jesus was saying in this passage of scripture is that he was saying many are called, but very few are separated into fulfilling that call. While many are called, very few are actually launched out into doing the things that God has uniquely destined for them to do. And so the question you're probably asking is, man, that's strange. Why are many called and very few separated? Why are many called and very few launched out into the big plans, the big purposes that God has for each and every single one of us? Well, friends, the answer is very simple. It's because very few people are willing to be faithful with the small doors of opportunity that the Lord has opened up in their lives right now. And the thing is, if we're not faithful with the small doors, then we can forget about the big doors opening up in our lives. You know, someone once said that big doors swing on small hinges. In other words, big things, friends, happen as a result of small events. And I want to add this. Hey, friends, we got a few more months until Designer Life 2025. And you know what? If you haven't got your ticket yet, you want to make sure that today is the day, okay? So please go to faithhillchurch.co.za/Designer Life and book your space. Can't wait to see you all there. Big moments come for those who are faithful with the mundane. Big moments come to those who are faithful many times with the unexciting routine of the small. And so, friends, stop putting little value on small things, because small things absolutely matter. And if you want to see big doors open up in your life right now, well, friends, the key is simply to be faithful with the small doors of opportunity that the Lord has placed in your life. Friends, start excelling in your present assignment, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant. Be faithful, friends, with the small doors, and God Himself will open the big doors just for you. You know, when I started my very first job, I just graduated with a master's degree. And so my confident expectation as I walked into that office for the very first time was that, you know what? I had arrived. And so it was a shock, a real shock, when the very first assignment that they gave me with a master's degree was to color in spreadsheets. Friends, I tell you, I was thoroughly offended. In fact, for the first 6 weeks of my job, every day I felt like going to get another job. But thank God I chose the path of faithfulness. Thank God I just made a decision after 6 weeks coloring in those spreadsheets that I was going to be the best spreadsheet colorer in that company had ever had. And so as I chose the path of faithfulness, friends, I want to tell you this. I literally watched as God opened the big door for me. I watched as God opened the big door of promotion, as God opened the big door for me to manage a portfolio of big clients that company had. And so, friends, I want to encourage you today. Start excelling in your present assignment. Maximize this season. Be faithful, be faithful, be faithful with the small doors. And watch as God opens the big door just for you. Friends, you can do it. Always cheering for you. Bye-bye.